You are now listening to Shoot the Shit with your hosts, Seany Caulfield and Sal Licata. Enjoy the show. Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 19 of Seany Sal Shoot the Shit. I'm your Major Mark's favorite Major Mark, Seany Caulfield, and I'm here with the best co-host in the world.
Hi, Sal Licata here. How's everybody doing?
Show some enthusiasm, Sal.
Hi.
You looking dapper today, man. What are you all dressed up for?
I just didn't change. I just came off one TV show. I got to do a TV show later. I didn't usually change in between.
I was gonna say I never see you dressed up for the show here. You know,
Yeah, because usually I change in between, but I got caught up in a conversation. I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll just go record with you now."
Got it, bro. Got it. Yeah.
Stuck it up in the suit for the night.
That man, what a week it was, right? I mean, I have to say, I think we had, so this is follow-up, guys. Previously on, the first thing I want to speak about is the Mitch interview. That's the only previously on I have this week, and what an interview it was, Sal. I mean, I got a lot of different feedback. People were saying I was throwing him like softballs and you were going too hard on him, and that's what it is to be a team. You know what I mean? It's like good cop, bad cop.
Right. I wasn't trying to be harsh on purpose. I had questions that I wanted answered. So that's where it came from. And I did think the interview was good. If you actually took the time to go back and listen to it, either listen to it or watch it. The best message that I got was from Kinnick, who basically said you guys asked all the questions and that needed to be asked, which we did. It was a good interview with Mitch, and I thought Mitch handled himself well. So
he did great.
If you actually paid attention to it and listened to it or watched it, I think that you came away from that at least learning something, which was the point of the interview.
For sure, and that's what I was trying to like. I was trying to say, like, when I listened yesterday on the live pod, like I kept trying to comment in the comments, like D Freedom was basic. It's not the boys. It's D Freedom who writes those notes, and he was absolutely incorrect on some of the shit that he said. For somebody that's so, and yes, I'm calling you out, D Freedom. For someone that's so find a little like diamond in a bush, like you were completely wrong how you broke that interview down. Some of the things were right, but you didn't even give Matt context of why he said about the erectness of about Mitch when he met Matt.
Well, I was joking around saying, Mitch, did you get erect the first time Matt hung out with you or mentioned you?
Yes.
Forget the exact thing. But then so that was the joke. Mitch never flat out said, "Oh, I was erect."
No, never. And he wrote it as if that he just brought it up out of nowhere. Like if you're gonna write notes, make sure you have some context behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I completely disagree with those notes. Next time, if you're gonna watch it, make sure you do it right. And I'm really like, it really frustrates me because also they were saying he went after Zombie's toy line. I don't think he went after Zombie's toy line at all. He said nothing but great things. He just said he thinks that his toys look more like Hasbro's than Zombie's toys.
And I referenced Zombie a million times, basically saying that his toys can't be beat. Why would you even try to compete with Zombie? And you're at a higher price point. Like all those questions were asked and answered. Now, whether you like his answer or not, whatever, but everything was brought up. So, and I don't think he was, I don't think he was protecting Zombie, but he wasn't going at Zombie. He was just saying he's doing it the way that he envisioned it from when he was growing up. And when we talked about it with Zombies.
Yeah, he even said that Zombie's vision. Who am I to go after his vision?
Right.
So to me, it's like, terrible job. If you're gonna, and to the boys, you should have watched it, in my opinion, because I think it was.
Well, what are you talking to them for? They're not watching or listening.
I know, but you're right. They're not, but they really should have listened. There really was a lot of good gems in there, and I can't.
Look, Seany, here's the thing: we can't help who watches or listen to it. All we could do is continue to provide an entertaining show or an informational show. Those who watched and listened No, ask Kinnick. Kinnick
True.
took the time to watch, at the very least, watch the interview.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's in the fucking business. This is a guy who's doing what Hassel is trying to do.
Yep.
He gave a compliment saying we asked all the right questions. So that's all
True,
he needs.
Sal. True. Thank you, Kaniki. And thank you to everybody who messaged us. Like, you guys don't know how much it means to us, and we love you. All right, guys. Steel post. So the first steel post is Kinnick actually. It's a good little segue. Kinnick actually posted today the Brian Myers Power Rangers bendy that he wore at I believe FWF. And I'm
That's that white outfit.
The white, yeah. So that is, I spoke to Brian myself, and so he basically said it was a white Power Ranger, and Jushin Tiger, his name is, I think, Jushin Liger.
Yeah, right. Jushin Thunder Lightning, or
yeah,
Jushin
Thunder
Lightning. I'm not familiar with, but I heard them mention his name.
Jushin Thunder Liger. You're right. That's what it is. He's toyetic as fuck, man. He's so toyetic. And that's where Brian got the inspiration from. And honestly, guys, I think the bendies keep getting better and better. I know you're not in on them, Sal, but
no, but you're a completist, right?
Yes, I am. I'm fully complete.
I have one. I have the Conrad Thompson one.
Yep.
And the other one that I'm definitely going to be getting is the Brian Myers blue and orange one.
Oh, that. So I've actually forgot to put it on there. Thank you for reminding me. That TTD artwork with the baseball seams on it.
Sick, yeah. The stitches, yeah.
It's absolutely flawless. Like, it's flawless. We talked about it. I think I might need 3 of them. You know what I mean? Like, and I said it. I don't know if Brian's gonna do this for everybody, but I'm gonna ask Brian to do it to sign it. Let's Go Mets in orange, blue, and white.
Right.
So that it's multicolored. And I know people are gonna want him to do it all the time, but I know he's not gonna do it. But I gotta ask a favor.
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure he won't do that all the time. But
for sure.
Yeah, that's one that I definitely think is cool, because to me it's symbolic of my friendship with him, because he is a big Met fan. That's how we became friendly, and that to me is also where I remember him from WWE, where he was wearing the blue and orange. Like, that's my most
and that's how I correlate with him.
Because that's right. That's how you found out with the starting lineup video or whatever it was. Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Mets FDNY hat, guys. You see it? Yeah. You see it? You love it?
The other way. You got to turn the other way. Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that we both correlate with Brian with the Mets. So it's like, it's funny that but yeah, I really love the bendies. Kaniki, if you're listening, keep killing it, man. Like, I just got my new series today. I got my Gangrel, the bloody version. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like,
you keep them all mock?
All mock. And
where the fuck are you gonna put them all?
So when I do I started doing everything. I'm getting my garage cleaned out. I already started. I'm gonna hang them all up on a wall.
What happens when you run out of wall space?
Bro, you have to see my garage. It's huge.
No, but I'm saying, like, eventually it's,
then
if they keep
Yeah, I mean, they already produced like 89, so it's like
right. In how long? A year? Like,
yeah, it's awesome, but you're right.
Is that how many they have? Is it really that many?
It's like 40 something now. Yeah.
That's a lot. 40 something in hand.
It is a lot in a year.
Jesus.
But it just shows you how Kaniki's a hustler, man. Like,
did you get you have them all signed?
No, I don't. I have some of them signed. I have, like, I would say about out of 40 something, I probably have 15 signed.
Okay, so you're not going to be assigned.
No, I have Ric Flair signed. I have Conrad signed.
How'd you get Conrad signed?
Mr. Myers did me a favor.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I want one. I would take one time. I'm not assigned, guys.
It was the weekend that he was going to see Ric Flair's last match, I think. And not Ric Flair's last match, when he went and did the podcast with Conrad. They did their live podcast there. And that I asked him, I said, "Brian, can you do this for me?" And he graciously said yes. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. Nobody could ever speak bad about Brian in front of me, ever.
Right.
But yeah, next is So there's a guy who's been listening, a Major Mark who's been listening for since the beginning, I think, and he does this awesome cosplay. His name is Chris Wayne, and I watched the MWO episode. If you guys haven't watched it, go check it out. It's really phenomenal. The boys did a great job interviewing him. He is awesome. Like, look at the cosplay. He dressed up as Brian, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Matt. Like, it's just unbelievable.
I thought the death match King Matt was great.
It's phenomenal, and his beautiful family's dressed up as well. Smart Mark Sterling, his wife is
so
dressed
funny
as Brian. Like, you just gotta love that creativeness, And he said, like, he said, I'm a day one listener, but this is my official introduction, and the boys at MWO got him to join, so it's really awesome. And the same thing happened with Tugboat Guy. Tugboat Guy?
I know of him. I don't know who he is. Does he have a name yet?
Derek Shork, his name is his real name.
Okay.
He is the man. His collection is unreal. I've said it 100 times. But literally, he was on MWO, and then I guess the boys were talking to him, and then I also started bothering him on Twitter, like, "Yo, you got to join, you got to join." And I guess Billy or Jake, or one of them, or Huss, got him to finally make the move. And
well, I don't understand how did you're talking about join the group?
Yeah, so there's Major Marks out there that don't join the Patreon, Sal.
Right. So how do the MWO know who they are? Have them on?
Because of Twitter and stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that in just my world it does not exist. If you're in the group, that to me is that's the audience. I would not think to connect to anybody that I wouldn't even know how to do it. I guess you're right, social media, but it never crossed my mind to connect with anybody or think that there's a group that cares out there that's not in the Patreon.
So I told you I started listening in like May or whatever, and I didn't know what the Patreon was until September. So there's people out there, That's why the boys are like, join the Patreon. They have to keep saying it because people out of sight, out of mind,
Right.
Sorry, guys.
This time out is brought to you by
So I don't have a button. I don't have the fancy button.
Yeah, right. The cough button.
The cough button. I found out about that on the radio one day because Mike was talking about it, Mike Francesa. And I'm like, what? They have a cough button,
Yeah. Or you can quickly shut your mic on or off. You can't do that here.
Got it, Sal. Got it. How often do you think you use that every show?
Quite a bit. There are times where there have been times where I have a sneezing attack.
Yeah.
Usually with me, it's not just one sneeze, it's multiple.
I know. I told you, don't let it happen again after the third time.
Yeah, right. Right. Remember we were doing that? So there was one that happens on the radio. So imagine me, a caller's talking, yeah, Sal, the Giants, and all of a sudden I shut my mic off. Yeah, he has no idea what's going on, but I can't breathe. And then I'm like, yeah, that's a great point. And then I'm trying to talk to him and sneeze a billion times at the same time.
Yeah, and all the callers here is just silence.
Yeah, right.
You're like,
sometimes they'll say sometimes they'll say, sorry, I'm having a sneezing attack. But
yeah, that's funny. Next one is Matt posted the Live 15 hat. So I'm a big hat guy, obviously. Every live show, there's an exclusive hat, Sal. Did you know that?
I did, yes.
So this hat, the last hat was this same hat, but it didn't have the trucker thing in the back, like the mesh.
And what was it then? Just
the one? It was different. It was different. Same logo, different colors, and a different style hat.
Okay.
So it was all black. The brim was like that color pink, and the same logo. So it really popped. I really love this hat. I think this might be my favorite hat, honestly.
This hat is now. What does it say? It says Major WF Pod, right? Not 15.
Yeah. No, Major WF Pod. It doesn't say Live 15.
And how do you get it for free? Or you get to purchase it there.
No, you have to purchase it. Yeah.
So if I said like, "Yo, can you buy me one?" You could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not a big hat guy anymore, but that hat is sick. That is a sick fucking design.
You want me to get you one, Sal?
Maybe. What do they go for? $20?
Yeah, like $30, I think.
Oh, $30. All right.
I'll get you one. I'll get you one, you cheap fuck. I saw the T-Rex arms. The T-Rex arms are going out of control.
Dude, I've been taking a fucking beating because of this NES stuff. And I'm trying to sell shit. I don't want more shit on top of
chops. Oh, man. I'll get you a hat, Sally.
Yeah.
As a thank you. As a thank you, I'm going to get you a hat.
That's your thank you to me. Yeah.
So, the next is Chelsea Green. Fightful.
Is she back?
Bro, Fightful. I allegedly, guys, this, dirt sheets are all over the place. But this is actually Fightful, where Sean Ross Sapp used to work. So to me, it's a little bit credible. It says Fightful confirms Chelsea Green is and has been signed to WWE for a little while now. Just awaiting creative. What do you think about that, man? That's like...
I like following Chelsea, Matt, Brian, like their storyline.
Yes,
so
I agree.
I got to be honest with you, though. I'm so far removed from anything with wrestling, current wrestling and current storylines. I have no idea. I know a little bit about, as the Scissor Meat stuff with Max Caster, because I remember knowing him in the group before he was ever famous. And I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
This guy is talented. His raps are incredible.
Yep.
So it's cool to me to see him blow up.
I agree.
But I like the idea of Chelsea and Matt and eventually Brian or whatever going to join a company together. That's what I would be into.
My thing is, like, if they sign Chelsea, how do you not sign Matt?
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm assuming that obviously the contracts are going to be different.
Very true. Very true.
Matt and Chelsea are in two different spots where Matt's got the successful podcast and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, he's killing the indies,
It would be smart to have them together, don't you think?
For sure. And that's what I'm like. If you sign Matt and Chelsea, you have to sign Brian. Like, because to me, it's like, it's legit. Like, if they don't do anything with the major players, that tag team and how they look, how they wrestle, if they don't do anything with that on live TV, they're missing out big time.
You would know more than I would. I remember liking those guys.
It's so toyetic, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's like,
and I know they've done a great job since the release, but for me, I stopped paying attention to what was going on with WWE.
I get it,
after
for
we
sure.
got released, and I just haven't got back into it.
Before I move on to the next one, quick, I'm gonna tell you, my dream would be to see them as Stomp in Paradise, as tag teams, and that's their gimmick.
But they haven't done that. I thought they did do that.
They only do it like here and there, and I like it. I like that they do it here and there. So maybe they could go between major players and Stomp. So, but bro, if they give me those two, I'm gonna be a wreck like Mitch was last week. You hear that, D Freedom? You hear that? Put that on your dirt sheet.
That was good, Shawnee.
Major players get Shawnee hard. So, all right, guys. This week in collecting, huge shout out. Hold on 1 second to Matty Chef, my brother, one of the best brothers there is in the group. He's a huge Mets fan. His Mets collection is probably the best I've ever seen through pictures and stuff. He goes, Shawnee, I'm sending you this.
Whoa, I like it. Piazza pin.
And it's like a coin, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. The retired number 31 coin.
Yeah. And he goes, Shawnee, I got two of them. Guess who gave it to me?
Who?
Mike Piazza. I was sitting next to him for like 5 innings. I don't remember it exactly, but he got to sit next to Piazza for like 5 innings, and he had two of these, and he gave it to Matt.
Wow. He gave both?
He gave both, and Matt was so gracious enough. I can't tell you how much I love you, Matty, to give me this.
That is unbelievable.
And he wrote me a nice note. I'm not gonna read it now, but
And now
it's
you are, of
awesome,
course, going
Maddie.
to give
Love
that
you.
to me, and that is just, Shawnee, I can't thank you enough for that. I cannot thank you enough for that. I mean, our partnership means the world to me. No, that's pretty cool, though, dude. That's pretty
Mickey,
cool.
make sure that's in my will for Sal. All right.
Dude, that's sick.
She said, "Okay, Sal, you're in. You're in."
That's a pretty sick piece.
Yeah, it's amazing, and like
the story behind it is great too.
Just the kindness that like people show, and like Matt has been kind to me since day one.
You bought that thing off him or no? What number did you buy?
Oh, I am. So yes, I'm gonna buy it off of him. It's number 62.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so yes, he's saving it for me. Once I get settled, like in my new job, bam, I'm gonna buy it right away.
Once you start putting some of those funds in the piggy bank,
yes.
Instead of buying Macho autograph shit, did you buy that Macho figure that you sent me for $300?
So no, I didn't yet either, and I'm gonna save it because I am gonna buy it. So
okay,
I'll save it for another day. Matt was very biased. Matthew Cardona was very biased when it came down to Super 7 Andre, in my opinion. He's showing the figure. You could completely tell this figure is a piece of shit. And it's multicolored. It's like yellowing. It's like, and I get it. They want to be different. I get it. And it's different from every other figure. But sometimes being too different is not okay, you know? And that figure is a 1 out of 10 easily. And Matt's like, "Oh, I think it's all right. I don't."
So
think
wait,
it's bad.
when did Matt say that on the pod?
On the pod, yeah.
Today, this pod that was released this week.
Yes, the one that was just released today.
I didn't listen to it yet, so I listened to the clip that you sent me about.
He was basically saying like it's not as bad as people say. He actually put it next to other Andres and was like, "Look, it looks a little different."
Dude, here's what I'll say about that. The first picture that I saw in the group of it, I swear to you, I was like, there's no way that's real.
Yep.
Like that's got to be some kind of mess up. That's actually what it's one of the worst looking figures I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And I know that Super 7 has been very good to the boys, and I get it. But they're a pillar of the community. You got to be honest. You know what I mean? And
I don't think that they ever are dishonest, which is why it's surprising.
I don't mean dishonest, Sally. I mean, I just mean
I know what you mean, but like, I don't. Maybe he's taking it a little easy on him because of their relationship. So I get that to a certain extent, but there's no way to deny that this figure is an absolute piece of trash.
Imagine if Mitch put this out.
Oh my God.
It would be a murder scene. It would be a murder scene. Get the caution tape immediately.
Oh my God. No, he'd never be able to live that down. The figure is absolute. As badly as I want an Andre WrestleMania 2 or wanted one before they came out with the basic, there's no way I would buy that.
No way. No way. If
this coloring, the head looks like it belongs on a different figure.
Mitch is making a better product than Super 7. Enough said.
Nothing to say to that. It's
nothing to say. Upper Deck. So I've been into cards a lot lately. I've been collecting cards. Every new set that comes out, I get like a couple of hobby boxes, and I shout out to the Filth Bomb Wrestling with Papa Bear. I love you guys. Make sure you follow them on Whatnot and Instagram and everything you can. But I watched all the Whatnots and the breaks and all that stuff. And I've noticed Upper Deck in the AEW. I can't tell you, Sal. I know you don't deal with cards at all, but the WWE Panini is so superior to Upper Deck. The way that the cards are, the quality control, the customer service, all that stuff is just beyond. I'm just gonna give you one example. You know, relic cards where they put a piece of the shirt inside.
Yeah.
So there's been multiple posts, over like 10 to 15 posts in other card groups that I've seen where they put the wrong person's relic in the card. So let's say I get a CM Punk card, there's an Evil Uno relic.
Evil Uno is a wrestler.
Yes, in AEW, you know? Okay. Or let's say I get an MJF card with Max Caster relic.
Yeah, why would they do that?
And then the cards on the top, like so many of them have been dinged before the pack is even open that you get a damaged card right away. And nobody is quality controlling these things because I haven't seen 1/100th of WWE cards damaged compared to the upper deck ones. It's a disgrace.
So why? I mean, are people going to continue to buy them? I don't understand. Like, what are you supposed to do about it?
No, I mean, you just got to keep buying them. I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Why?
But
why are you going to keep buying them?
I mean, if you like the hobby, right, you know, and you just got to.
If you're going to get screwed over and you don't think the product is good, why keep buying it?
I agree. I mean, I'm not into it that deep, so I don't have to worry about that. But some of these guys spend thousands, bro. People spending their whole paycheck on cards, on whatnot. And it makes me sad. I see the comments and they're like, "Oh, I just spent everything I had." I'm like, "What?" Like,
yeah, it's addicting. It is addicting.
I know it. I know it is. I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm glad
like,
I'm not messing with that.
I know it. You especially, Sally, you would own Upper Deck in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, I'd be divorced, dude. I have a problem. I admit I have a problem, and we were talking about this a little bit too. I really think collecting for the wrong mind frame could be a losing proposition. It may be a losing proposition anyway, but if you're collecting just for you and you're not looking to sell anytime soon, and everything that you get, you're buying for the here and the now, and that's all you care about, then you're fine. If you buy stuff and think eventually you want to sell it, or you're not sure, or you buy stuff that maybe you didn't really want, like selling, it's a disaster. There's no good way to do it, because if you do it where you reach a majority of people, you're paying fees. If you don't do it that way, people are going to try to nickel and dime you. Shit can happen with shipping fees and damages. Dude, I just sold I had 2 Hulk Hogan mock LJN figures. One of them was coming off the bubble a little bit because I tried to flatten it, putting it in an acrylic case. It came off the bubble. And I was just like, you know what? I just want to move on from this. I have one already. I want to sell this. Shipped it to Australia. I sold it for less than what it's worth just to get it the fuck out. Do you know the thing got damaged, dude? It was in an acrylic case. It got beat up. And now what? The figure is worthless because it's out of the package. The acrylic case is hammered. And now I got to refund the buyer because I have to do right by him. It's not his fault. Like, just selling is such, especially for high-priced items, shipping and dealing with the fees, all that stuff. It's a mess, dude.
So you showed me this. You showed me this picture. I was blown away that the acrylic case was broken, which blew my mind.
In multiple spots.
Blew my mind.
I shipped 3 LJN mocks to Australia, but still 3 LJN mocks, 2 in bubble wrap. The third was the Hogan in an acrylic case with bubble wrap around it. Like, they couldn't move. It was packed safely.
Did you see the box, Sal, like I asked you?
It didn't look that bad, but there was one spot where it looked like it might have gotten, there's an indent in the box. But to the force that this thing must have been hit with, to the fact that it cracked significantly the acrylic case, knocking the figure off the car, like, fucking disaster, dude. It's just a mess. Did you
contact them about getting
it's gonna take like 30 days, and of course nobody puts the actual amount, the actual value in the package was at least $700. But because you want to save on shipping, because it cost the buyer $93 as it is. So I put like 200, and then that's what we're insured up to. So I'm hoping to at least get the 200 back and absorb some of the loss, but in reality, that figure cannot be replaced. So both of us end up losing here.
It's just a
lesson learned, dude. Yeah,
sucks, man.
Anyway, sorry. Good.
No, it's all right. Don't be sorry. I feel sorry for you, man. It's like how can you? What else can I know you? I know that you made sure that fucking box was packed. And I know for a fact you wouldn't send it without making sure it was protected. So to me, even in that case, there has to be something better. There has to be.
And it's an irreplaceable an item.
My
lesson learned from that would be that I would take out max insurance on
next time.
whatever it is.
Got it.
Yeah, just because that should. Now I don't even know what they're going to rule. They may rule against us anyway, which would be bullshit. But
yeah,
because it's like legit. I have the receipts, I have the pictures and all that stuff. But if you take out, if something's worth $1,000 or you can't replace that item for under $1,000, then make sure you pay the extra insurance and do it that way.
I agree. I agree. Well, it is what it is. Next time you learn, it just sucks taking such a beating, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Next, Brian was on Busted Open podcast with Bully Ray, I think. And he announced.
And Dave LaGreca. I used to work with Dave LaGreca.
Oh, Dave, yeah. Me and Sunil, when we went to the AEW match in September in by City Field, in the tennis place over there, Dave LaGreca was just walking by us, and Sunil said hi, and he knew Sunil. It was weird.
He knew who Sunil was?
Yeah, it was weird. He like knew Sunil. It was like strange, you know? I was
Dave
like, oh, shit.
He was a very good dude. I worked with him at Sirius NFL Radio back in 2004, maybe 2005 as well.
Wow. That's
good. Guy.
Is he a sports broadcaster or?
No, he was producing for NFL Radio. His brother Don is a sportscaster for ESPN.
Don LaGreca.
Yeah, that's
oh my God, that's his brother with Michael K.
Yes, correct. That is his brother.
Get the freak out of here.
Yeah, so I like Don. I've become friendly with Don over the years, and but I worked with Dave at Sirius for a couple of years, and he's a funny, good dude. He used to be on NFL Radio. Then he started doing, I guess, the wrestling stuff, and now he's made a great name for himself doing the wrestling show.
Bro, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does this name sound familiar?
Right.
Because Don is a huge Mets fan.
Don is a big Mets fan. Yes.
Don's a huge Mets
big
fan.
hockey guy. Yeah.
And when he yells, his face gets all like red and like.
Yeah.
And he actually, I don't really like Michael K. You don't have to comment on this, but
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't like Michael K., but I like Don, you know?
Agreed.
And when they added Rosenberg, I'm like, what the freak are you doing? Like,
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, like he has nothing, like, he brings nothing to me, you know?
Right.
All right. And the last one is Vince McMahon is back. And they think, well, not they, all these sources came out and said, hey, they might sell to Saudi, the Saudis. And I have to say, there was a lot of really, really messed up stuff in the group. Like, I'm like, like, to the point where I was like, if this was like somebody that's Jewish or somebody that's another race, would this be acceptable? You know? And I really didn't like it, to be honest. Like making fun of, like, you know, the Saudis and stuff, you know, and I just felt like it was a little bit too far. I
didn't see any of it. I wouldn't even get into that myself. Like, I just know that people are, I guess, you know, the live golf stuff.
Yes.
So people have a problem with anything that's the Saudi government is backing.
I get it. I know they're not a good government. I get it.
Yeah, well, I don't know the details either, but I'm just so like I think to me that's where it comes from. Like
that's where the fight comes from. Yeah,
I guess. And now my question is, well, what does this mean for the consumer? If you're a WWE fan, what does this mean? Are we seeing Vince McMahon back on TV? Is the company changing? Who's running things? Those are the questions that I would ask.
So you ready for this? So I was watching the Click This Kevin Nash podcast today. Guess what? Saudi has invested $8.5 billion in the last 2 years in American companies. Guess the companies, Sal.
Apple?
Yes. No, not Apple. Not Apple. I'm sorry. Not Apple.
Amazon? I don't know what.
Facebook.
Disney.
Citibank. What was the other one? Facebook. Citibank, BP oil. So all the people that use those products, you're going to stop?
Right.
So that's where I have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that it would change. And if it did change, if they did eliminate women's wrestling and all that stuff.
Oh, why? You think they would do that?
That's what some people were saying.
I didn't even think about that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that they're going to have a significant say of creative and things
I
like that. I'm just
agree.
curious
I
how it
agree.
works.
I agree. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about. But I just felt like a little like
Yeah.
some of the memes went a little too far. And I love joking. I love dark humor, but it toes a line. You know what I mean? And I first of all, to me, a perfect world would be Tony Khan buys the WWE. How about that Jags game, by the way? Number one.
Yeah, I
That was
know.
phenomenal. Um, Tony Khan buys the WWE. He merges all the companies together that he owns, right? Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE. He keeps Triple H in creative. With all that superpower, it would be unbelievable if you let Triple H run creative. It would be unbelievable with that talent.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I don't know what that would do, but because I'm not familiar with Triple H's thinking, I know very little of it, and even with the AEW product too.
It's so much better since Triple H has been running it, bro.
Right, but you don't think it's better to have two separate big companies?
I mean I do and I don't. I mean they're I don't know. I get what you're saying, Sal.
Like when WWE bought ECW,
WCW.
Well, and ECW,
Oh,
right?
NECW. Yes, yes,
So
yes,
like
yes.
WCW, whatever. I remember when they bought it, but and then that
Yes.
just it kind of ruined everything. I know that WCW was a failing business anyway at that particular
Yeah.
point, but
Yeah.
it ruined the back and forth for the fans. And
Because
ECW, same
you're
thing.
right, it was too much. Yeah, but I think if they had planned the invasion correctly, I feel like it could have really went off. And I feel like they didn't do it correctly. Like they made DDP a stalker. Like what? Like who even thought of that? You know what I mean? Like DDP was a champion, and you make him a stalker of
Do
the
you watch?
Undertaker, like
Do you
wife
watch
or
the Young
whatever.
Rock?
So I watched the first. How many seasons are there, Sal?
I don't know, but I'm caught up. Maybe season 2.
I watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, that's like my extent of what's going on in wrestling right now. That's it.
I saw the pictures of them, like of the cast of like Stone Cold and like
Yeah.
they don't really look like the guys to me.
No, it's almost like a cartooned version of those
Yes,
guys, but it's still good. You could tell who they are.
it's like if Mitch Hastel made a show, made a show with a young Rock, young
Yeah.
grapplers and gimmicks. All right, last one is Super 7. They put the Knicks on what's these guys' names again?
Who?
The friends of the boys. I forgot
Oh,
them.
Luke Gallows.
Yes,
And,
Gallows and
Anderson.
Thank you, Sal. Thanks for saving me. I've never been a really big fan. I like the tall guy better. But yeah, so Super 7 was gonna make another version of them, and they said we reviewed the production requirements and minimums with our factory. It's been decided that production of these figures will not be able to move forward. Unfortunately, as Ultimates, we won't be able to scratch that figure edge.
And
So
that's before they're going to take a bath on that Andre figure. So imagine.
so yes, so I think that was a big thing. Huge. Ask us anything, guys. So I only have 3 questions this week, Sal.
Okay.
The first one is from Joey Hudson. If you had $6.5 billion that you had to spend, would you buy the WWE or the Knicks?
I mean, I would buy the Knicks. I don't think there's any question about it. So because I'm buying them. So whatever it is now is going to change because it's me taking it over. And I would have a suite at the Garden for every event. Like owning the WWE would be cool, but I'd rather own the Knicks myself.
Yeah. I mean, imagine so that's like for me that's a deep question because do I also own the Garden? Do I also own all like all the networks that come with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if it's yes, then yes, I would rather take the Knicks. Because
Well, all right. Well, what would you want to do though personally? What would be more
personally,
fun?
I'd rather do WWE
There you
hands
go. Then
down.
that's the answer. More fun. Forget
Yeah,
about business side of
yeah,
it.
way better. I haven't. I used to really love college basketball, but I haven't watched the NBA in years. It just doesn't
Yeah.
entertain me. You know.
So then you'd want to buy WWE. That's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The second one is, who do you think will show up at Live 15?
I have no friggin' clue. No,
So they
like none.
announced Sammy Guevara. Um, they said 7 people that they didn't announce are going to show up. So I'm guessing Super Gabby will make another appearance.
He counts as one.
Yeah, he counts. Yeah, bro.
No,
he
I'm
had
serious.
he had the biggest pop last year, bro.
Did he really?
He had a bigger pop than Kevin Nash.
No way.
I swear on my life. I swear, because nobody knew Kevin Nash was coming out. So everybody like was looking around like, who is this? And then the Wolfpack music hit, and everybody people went crazy. But when Gabby comes out to DMX, up in here, and when that hit, everyone knew it was Gabby. Yo, the place erupted. It was like a Road Warrior pop, Sal.
Wow.
It was insane. Wow. Yeah. I was like, I had to get my sea legs on because it was shaking. All right, the last one is from
who's the biggest guest? Give me who you think the biggest guest will be.
I don't think it's gonna be Sammy. I think it's gonna be somebody else. It's Orlando, so a lot of wrestlers live down there. You know what I mean?
Could it be Max Caster? Is he one who could do it?
I mean,
does he count?
He could technically. So Mark said 2 people from AEW are going to be there. He booked them themselves. He said.
Okay.
So it's possible. It's possible. Imagine if MJF came out.
Okay, so that would be a big pop. I doubt it, but yeah.
That a big pop. Yo, the place would explode if he came out. And I've noticed he doesn't really do stuff like that anymore. I don't think Brian asks him to do those kind of favors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I get it too. I wouldn't either. And yeah, so the last question is from new Major Mark. Have you ever met Harry?
Harry Bolzania?
Tried to get you, Sally.
I saw it in your face, Shoney. You don't have a good poker face. You tried to play it all serious.
I was like, yo, I gotta ask this tonight. I was like, maybe I'll get him, but I doubt it. But I had to shoot my shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, anything else to leave everybody with, Sal?
No, I want you to have a great time this weekend. I'll talk to you afterward. Obviously, I wish I could have gone with you at least for one. Experience a live show at some point soon.
We'll get there, Sally. We'll get there.
Yeah. This is the worst weekend possible with divisional round playoffs. Like these are the 2 biggest weekends in sports. So
it's definitely a bad weekend for you. But we definitely got to get you down there. Joey Hudson he actually is coming. He wasn't gonna come, and he bought a plane ticket last minute. And I said, why don't you stay with us on Saturday? And he's like, bro, if I could do that, then we're good. So he's staying with me and the 4 other guys I'm staying with, which is awesome. And it's going to be a good time.
What about his tooth? Where is that staying?
Oh,
Joey Hudson. And Joey Hudson, the Vikings had their teeth kicked in by the Giants this weekend.
He was like, "Don't talk football" in the chat last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What do you think Raleigh's doing today? You think he's recovering or
Raleigh's? Yeah, he's so mad that the Cowboys won.
Oh,
he won't be happy. And you know what Raleigh did today? As a matter of fact, he's so despondent. He texted me pictures of figures from Target.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I wonder if I have it here because I delete stuff. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Raleigh Allen sends a picture of this raw thing. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's a great 3-pack. Yeah, I'm looking for that.
and this, which I just opened this week myself.
Oh, the Dingo. Yeah.
The Dingo Warrior.
That's what they used to call me in high school.
He said, Raleigh says, these are Dingo. Raleigh says, these are actually cool. How about that? So he's so despondent,
bro,
from the Cowboys win that Raleigh is shopping in Target and sending pics to me and Brian and figures.
Is Raleigh a changed man? Is he?
I don't think so.
No, he's still a mark. He's still a
correct.
Mike Bucci. I sent him the screenshot of what I posted on Raleigh's wall, and Mike was like, "You are the best." He's like, "Thank you." Yeah. I imagine after all the shit Raleigh talks to be able to go back at him.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Mike Bucci, that's better than your retirement match, my friend. But we love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we're out, baby.